Hello there, welcome to another exciting tutorial here on the Genius Studios Lab. I am Derek Keels, your host, and today we're going to be going over an After Effects tutorial that I like to call the Mighty Hand. This is a tutorial for beginners and somebody who may be just getting their feet wet in video effects. And this is something you can do with After Effects with absolutely no third-party plugins or anything like that. And so without much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I already have a composition open, and it's 1920 by 1080 is the size of it. And I've pulled some footage into my composition here, and it's just some footage of me sitting in a chair, and then bam, the mighty hand comes forward. But besides this mean looking face, nothing really happens with the hand to make it very mighty. So this is where After Effects comes into play. So first thing I need to do is come up here to layer and go to new, and I'll go down to solid, and I'll call this lens, because I'm going to actually add a lens flare to it. And next thing I need to do is I need to change the transfer mode to add. Instead of having it on normal, I changed it to add. And now I'm going to come over here into my effects and presets window and type in lens to bring up my lens flare, and then click and drag my lens flare effect onto my actual layer there. So now I have this lens flare effect, but it's it just kind of stays there, and it doesn't really, nothing really happens with it. So we need to make some adjustments to this lens flare. First thing I need to do with this lens flare is decide when I want it to come into the picture, come into the video. So I want it to come in as soon as I can see the palm of my hand. So right about there is where I want it to come in. So I'm going to click and drag this bar down here so that it doesn't come in until that point. Next thing I need to do is I'm going to actually change the type of lens flare. I'm going to change it to the 105 millimeter prime, and then I'm just going to move it down into the center of my hand. Actually going to move my current time indicator and move it to the center of my hand. And I'm going to bring the brightness down to about 25%. So now I'm just going to go ahead and keyframe the movements of the lens flare to go with my hand here. So I'm going to move it on back here, and I'm just going to click the flare center stopwatch, and I'm going to move the current time indicator up a little bit, maybe even less than that. I'm going to move it so, and all I'm doing is keeping the lens flare, kind of in the center of the palm of my hand there. So I just move it and then move the lens flare. I move the current time indicator and then adjust the lens flare accordingly. And all of these movements are being keyframed. And I think we're probably good like that. Okay, perfect. So now the lens flare stays with my hand for the most part. So anyway, that's good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keyframe the brightness. I'm going to go back to the beginning here, and I'm going to click on the stopwatch for the brightness, and I'm going to come up to 5 seconds, and I'm going to bring the brightness all the way up to where pretty much it whites everything out. So it whites everything out. So anyway, that's pretty good. Now if I just kind of I'm going to go ahead and RAM preview this so we can kind of see it in action. And there you have it. So there's the mighty hand effect. It's something that's really simple to do. And you can kind of get your feet wet in doing video effects. And so anyway, it's just something I wanted to show you that we could do with After Effects with absolutely no third-party plugins or anything like that. And as you can see, it didn't take a long time to do it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and click on the like button and subscribe, and check out some of the other tutorials that I have on the page as well. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. I will see you on the next tutorial.